We're here in the south of Israel with Ornit at her beautiful greenhouse that has gone through several experiences over the years, and it's a story that is worth listening to, understanding and appreciating, and really taking to heart the personal level and the personal experience that this global news report takes and the toll that it takes on the human level. So, Ornit, if it's okay with you, I'd love you to tell me a little bit about your story and the experiences of this greenhouse.
For 23 years, I lived in Gush Katif. I was a very happy farmer. I was a high school teacher from Technologic, and my husband was an agronome. So he studied agriculture, and he had many greenhouses. He grew cherry tomatoes, he grew melons, he grew many vegetables who were sent to transfer to Israel. About a third of the food from Israel was coming from Gush Katif. Gush Katif, when we came to Gush Katif...
Could you explain a little bit about what Gush Katif is?
Gush Katif is one of my settlement was Ganei Tal. There was about 20 settlements in Gush Katif. We lived in the Gaza bank. My settlement, Ganei Tal, was between the Muasi and Khan Yunis. We had about 20 settlements we have now Tzir Netzarim. Netzarim was a farm also that people grow. We had many greenhouses in Gush Katif. All of us know how to grow. We were high-tech of the agriculture. We grow special things like, until today, religious people can buy only letters and parsley and things like that from Gush Katif, and it's kasher. We need kasher for the religious people, and we had a special technology that we could make it without insects.
So basically, you invented your own way of finding insects and taking insects out so that the vegetables were clean and pure vegetarian, essentially.
Without many fertilizers, because this makes not healthy, and we wanted healthy food for the people in Israel. Most of the greenhouses were exporters. We exported. We would grow. You see the plants. We grew myrtle plants for export. They were sent to Holland, and they were sent in the bourse of Holland. We had a number in the bourse, and they were sold over there. We had Australian plants that were sent to the bourse, and it was a good business. And then in 2005 and 2004, they began to talk about disengagement. There were many protests in Israel. Many people went out. There was people on the streets protesting against it. Because they said as long as the Jews live in Gush Katif, we know what is going on with the Arabs in Gush Katif. And when they will go out, the rockets will come to Ashkelon and Ashdod. And we knew that this is what it's going to be. 2005, I had to arrange my farm and say, okay, I want my business with me, my greenhouses with me. My house will be taken down with the army as is, because I can't.
So you're saying in 2005, the Israeli army, the Israeli government essentially told you as an Israeli that you're no longer able to live in the Gaza envelopes.
Yes, exactly. So in 2005, I went to the government, I went to the Knesset, I said I want my business with me, and they tried to find a place, and they said, we know how to take you out, but we don't know what to do with you. And this was very sad for me. So in 2005, and the disengagement was in August, the 15th of August. 2 months before, I got a map on the fax. There was a point on it. It was a topographic map. It wasn't even a normal map. and it showed it would be here somewhere. I went here every week, and one week I found the Keren Kayemet of Israel planting in this area. The first
What's
area,
Keren Kayemet?
the JNF in the United States, you have the JNF. So I tried to find them and say, okay, I want to go in now to put my water system to begin to transfer my plants. And they said, no, it will take a year. We will plant in all this area. This area are for 9 families from Gush Katif, not from the same settlement. I'm from Ganeital. My neighbor is from Gadid, from Ganor, from Dola.
So they split communities.
Yes.
What was that like on a personal level for your community to be split like that? The people that you grew up with, that you...
The community was split up only by the agriculture, because we were most of the people in Gush Katif. When we began it, we were about 20, 30, 40 years old. And when we went out, we were about 60 years old. And we didn't know if the children want to stay farmers. So most of us, only those who knew that the children want to come in the business, like me, my older daughter, she is responsible of the shop where we sell all these plants. My son is working with me. So most of the people here have sons or daughters or something that is keeping on the business. So it's a family business. When they talked about the disengagement, I had to bring in people, because when they talked about it, the fences were down and nobody was allowed to come into Gush Katif. So
what does that mean? That when you were taken out of your home, you weren't able to come back in, but all of your stuff was still there. And to what extent did that fencing happen?
The fencing was for new people who didn't live in Gush Katif. I could go out, I could go in, but nobody who didn't live in Gush Katif. So if I wanted to bring, for example, a truck to send my plants, I had to write the name of the driver, his identity number, the identity number of the car, and some other stuff. And if I change one number, he was not allowed to come in. So one day I found myself shouting on an officer at the fence, and I said, his name is Muhammad. He lives in an Arab village. He don't want to settle in my greenhouses. He has a big truck. He wants to transfer my plants. No, he can't come in because one of the numbers are not correct. So this is how so I paid him before he came, and the money went away. And this was many times happened such things. But I still saw a few of my biggest plants who were 7 years, 6 years, 5 years. They were sent to the greenhouses. The younger ones from 4 years and down were still living in Gush Katif and were stayed there because we were thrown out at the 15th of August. The army went around by the houses and took everybody out.
What was that?
A very, very hard thing for me was the last thing we did in the house was to take down the mezuzot. You know, for a Jew and a religious man, to take down the mezuzot in a house that you lived for about 23 years, this is awful. I still can hear my husband putting in the knife behind the mezuzah and taking it down. This is an awful thing that means, Zeo, this is not your house anymore, you don't live here. We went out at the 15th of August. I remember many people standing at both sides of the road with Israeli flags and waving to us, be strong. We were evacuated to the kibbutz Chafetz Chaim. They have like a nofesh, kvar nofesh, like a hotel.
Motel.
Like
rooms. They had rooms.
Yeah. So we were separated. Every family got his own room. We could eat at the dining room of the kibbutz. But what shall I do? I have a farm. I can't be at the same time when they eat and when they sleep. Where shall I wash my clothes? This is a motel. I only had a small suitcase. When we went out, we had a small suitcase, I think something on the truck. We had a tender, and we went by it. And I said, if somebody makes a picture of us from up, we look like refugees, really.
So
I'm a
all of your
refugee in my own country, and this is how we went out.
all of your stuff, your tables, your
Everything
chairs,
was
your cutlery.
inside a container. I didn't know where my container was, so only in 2012 I found in another settlement, in another.
From 2005 till 2012.
I didn't know where my container was, so only about 2 villages from me, I found that my container is on the 3rd floor. So to take out something from there was not we couldn't do it.
Meaning like in a big warehouse, it was like stacked up.
Yes, and we had to buy everything for new. And it was very hard for us. In the kibbutz Chafetz Chaim, the people were very nice to us. I remember the first morning. I didn't sleep that night. We were going out. We went out by evening, and in the morning, a nice lady said, "Good morning." I looked at her and I said, "Morning, I see, but good. What is good with morning? How can it be together? Good and morning doesn't go together for me." I remember I came here. Many volunteers were working here to take out from the truck steelwork cartons and to put out the things here. I remember I stood at the beginning and I told them, yesterday I had a business, today I'm homeless. I don't know what to do. I was an exporter. I went to exhibitions. I showed in a show. But today I'm homeless and I really don't know what to do. I was homeless for 7 years. In 2012, we got home. I built a home and we went home. My settlement...
Meaning not where your home was, a new home.
A new home. The settlement is with the same name that was in Gush Katif, Ganeital. I have even the same neighbors that I had in Gush Katif because they asked us, how do you want to rebuild a new settlement? And I said, what was bad before? And so I had my own neighbors.
You didn't think of getting an extra bedroom, maybe a walk-in wardrobe, you know?
So I had a nice house at 2012, and I looked outside, and there was my container. We opened it. The smell was awful because it was packed by volunteers, and everything was awful smell. We opened the first box, and there was still cookies from 2012, and the cookies from 2005. Even my laundry from 2005 was still in the container. Many things were so smelly, we couldn't keep them. My religious books, like the Gemara, was sent to Gaza. We have to bury them. These are holy books. Only my prayers books from Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, I kept them, even though they have a smell. So every year when I go to the Bet Knesset, I open my machzor and I look at both sides and what is the smell? It still has the smell of the container. Yes.
Today?
Until today.
20 years on. 20. Yeah. Wow.
And this is the remember of my Bet Knesset in Gush Katif. So I don't want to leave them. Here in the new place, there were many like small wars because all the rockets who came from Gush Katif, came from the Gaza bank, went on the way to Ashkelon, as we said, and to Ashdod. Many felt here because the army take them down. My greenhouse says we don't live here, so this is called an open space, and they were taken down. The bombs, the rockets were taken down in this area.
So meaning the bombs landed here because the government didn't designate this as a farm.
Many times we had problems with this. We couldn't go into the area because there was still bombing and going on. We had to make. We have many shelters in the area. We have one here, one there, one there, one there, around, so everyone can go into the shelter because we are 7 kilometers from Gaza. So that means we have about 30 seconds to get into the shelter. So I have to bring many shelters. At the 7th of October, I was in the Beit Knesset because it was Simchat Torah. We were there. It was very happy. They were dancing with the Torah. But then we saw we have 3 pilots in the settlement, and we saw them going out. And then we saw the special units going out. And then we saw the younger soldiers going out, and we understood that there was something very terrible going around. So we decided at Motzei Yom Simchat Torah to open the television, and then we saw what went on in this area. We looked at the cameras from the greenhouses, and we saw terrorists going around.
In here, right where we are?
Yes. And I knew that I have 10 workers from Thailand here. So in the morning at 4 o'clock in the morning, I was in my car going this way. I was stopped by the army near Ashkelon. And I said, no, I go through you, you can shoot me, you can do whatever you want. I have 10 workers working in my greenhouses. I need to see how they are going on. And when I came here, they said, they stood in a row, and I said, how are you? And they said, not okay. Did you see television? They asked me, did you hear radio? I said, yes. And they said, we have 50 workers from Thailand killed, and we have 25 workers from Thailand kidnapped to Gaza. And I said, okay, so what do you want to do?
So this is Hamas when they came over, not non-Jews, Thai workers.
Yes.
Thai workers. And that's something I think is very important for people to understand.
5 of them were released from the Gaza. They are not Zionists, they are not Jewish, they're not, I don't understand what they want from them. So I asked them, what do you want to do? And they said, we want to go home. I said, okay, tomorrow I will buy you tickets. And they said, no, we want to go home with you, because they know I live in the middle of Israel, near Gedera. It's in other town. And they want to go home with me. And I said, okay, come in my car. I had a car for 5 people. 1 was occupied by me, so I had 4 more. I said, all 10 of you go into the car. I take you home. My daughter just built an office. She's an architect, and she just built an office, but it was not finished yet. She had a shelter, she had a washroom, and she had a kitchen, but she didn't have windows. No windows and no doors. So we put blankets on it, and I brought them to clean up a little bit from the building project. They were very happy. They said, Toda Rabba. The big Balabait Gadol, Tov, Tov, Tov. Tov means good.
Bayit Gadol, explain.
The big Balabait, the big owner is a very good one. And they were very happy that I took them with me. About 1 week, 3 of them said they have to go home to Thailand because they see on the television it looks awful. And 3 went home. I bought them tickets, and they went home to Thailand.
So you paid, even when you, I'm sure, financially were struggling pretty intensely, basically since 2005 and October 7th. I can imagine only put a nail as hard as it could, and you still out of pocket.
1 week later, that means 2 weeks after, 4 of them said, we took loans in the Bank of Thailand, and we have to work because we need to pay back the money. We came to work on money. I said, understand you. So they went to work in the kibbutzim in the middle of Israel. So I was left with 3 workers.
So this whole place?
So about,
10.
yes. So every 3 days we came here to open the electricity because it fell down every time of the rockets. The government shut down the electricity so it won't burn here, because sometimes I saw the fences in we are around us, our fences, the fire
Alarms.
alarm came in, break the fence and came in because there was fire going on in this area. So I said, okay, in 2005 I got over it. I must go over it this time too. Now I have about 5 workers. 2 came back and I have 5. So now the volunteers who comes, I'm so happy because all the help I can get is very important for me.
And that's a background noise, by the way.
I need to tell you one more thing. All the greenhouses in Gush Katif, there were many hundreds of dunams. We were not allowed to take them down because the Bank of United States bought them. My main worker, who was an Arab, I have 16 workers from Thailand, and I had about 10 workers for Arabs from the area, from Khan Yunis. My main worker, I left him my telephone and I left him money so he could get on. He said the Bank of America bought the greenhouses from the government. All the greenhouses were torn down to take the iron of the greenhouses. I think with this they built the tunnels underground. They needed the iron, and they didn't need money to live, to eat. Even today, they don't work, and I don't know what is going on there. My telephone, I left him for 5 years, I think. He had a number he could phone, and I phoned him every time, and he said, it's awful here. We don't know what is going to be with us. When we worked for you, we had salary every month. We know what we could buy, and we know. Now we don't know anything what is going to be with us. Okay, so this was awful. I was sued by the Palestinians because they told me that I fired them. They were fired because I left. And I said, no, I'm 7 kilometers from Gaza. They can come and work for me. Why don't they come? Why? I had to pay a lawyer. I had to pay many things. And then I was in the court, and I said to the court, am I allowed to phone my worker? I want you to hear him. And I phoned him, and I asked, did I fire you? And he said, no. But somebody went around here and said, if we can sue you, we will get the money from the government, not from you. No, I said, you are suing me. So I had to pay 50,000 shekel here and 50,000 shekel there, and the money, I didn't know where to find money. I took loans in the bank. Many loans I got were also from the people of America that were willing to give loans to people who went out from Gush Katif. Until today, I still pay my loans from Gush Katif, because the pension that I got from the greenhouses was only a third that it costed. I have the same amount of greenhouses that I had in Gush Katif. I didn't want to leave it. Life is stronger than we are. I am very happy today that I'm still a farmer in Israel. I'm a happy farmer, and I will be that always. I sometimes tell about the story of my daughter. She was an architect. My son was just a soldier when it was in Gush Katif, and he went to the army there special unit that's called parachutes, but in the parachutes are much more special units. It's called Maglan. So he is in Maglan. Last year, he works with me, but he wasn't here because the 3 months he was in Gaza. Then he went back to give back his weapon, and then they said, no, you have to change it because you're going to the north, to Lebanon. And he went 3 months to Lebanon, and then he came back and to change they said, no, you have to take give a course to other hayalim, to other soldiers, what you saw and what you went on with you, so they will understand what will be. My daughter, at that time that she should go to the army, she went to the
This is, what year is this? What year?
2005.
Right.
So my daughter, she said she doesn't want to go to the army, she wants to go to national service. The first year she was in the north, she was like a tour guide for the for the children of the schools, and she went around and said by the Bible why we are here, why this is our land, why, and everything. But after a year she came home and said, Mom, this is not enough for me, I have to do something more special. So she went to the Jewish agency and she was sent to Berkeley, California. In Berkeley, she was like a teacher in school. She was in Bnei Akiva of the children. And on Shabbat, because we are religious and keeping kasher, that she was sent to a special family. She was sent to Rachel and John Goldberg. On Shabbat, she would sit there and say, wow, you should be a bigger family, a so clever family. And Rachel said to her, I have problems with the pregnancies. I have to stay in bed. And like we are sabres, we are born in Israel. So she said, okay, you have a problem? I will come and help you. After more than 7 months or something like that, she was already studying in the university to be an architect. She got a phone from Rachel, and Rachel said, okay, you remember you told me you will come and help me? I send you a ticket and you come and help me. Oprah went on the plane, went back to Rachel. She went every day to the kindergarten with the 2 big older children. And then was Orly, I think her name is Orly. She was born and she made her crazy again. Okay, you're a big family now. You should be in Israel. Come and see my parents. Come and visit us. Come and see how we are going on. And they came many times. And after about 5 years, I think, they made Aliyah. They phoned Ofra and said, come to Ben Gurion. We make Aliyah. They live in Jerusalem, in a place called Baka in Jerusalem. Many people who are speaking English, so they feel very at home there. And then comes the 7th of October. 7th of October, we saw on the television how Hersh Goldberg was thrown on the truck without his hand. And we said, oh, what is going to be? We phoned Rachel, and she said, I don't know if he will stay alive, because without his hand and without antibiotic, we don't know. But after half a year, we saw him still one more time on the television, and he was speaking to his parents. This was very important for them. Rachel is very, very intelligent. She goes around in all the country who wanted to hear her. She was at the parliament in the USA. She was everywhere. She's so clever. She's so really, really. So when she said that, I said, okay. And then comes the tragedy. The 6 people who were killed, shot from behind. And one of them was Hersh Goldberg. The tragedy is so hard, but this is how it goes in Israel. I always say the Remembrance Day is day before Yom Ha'atzmaut. So one day we can sit and cry, and the day after we dance. This is crazy. But this is how life is in Israel. I hope only will be good. Everything will be okay. Everything will be nice. I hope the refugees now every week we see 3 refugees coming here home. The last week we saw 3 coming home like from the Holocaust. This week, but we have so many over there. How will they come 3 by 3? This is not normal. Why? What? They only went to dance in a festival, in Nova Festival. They want to have happy life and to make sameach, to make happiness. This is not normal, but this is how it goes. We have to struggle, and everything we can get help from, we take it by love. Thank you.
And I want to say thank you very much. Your story is inspiring, and it really shows the difficulty of life, if I may say so. I know it's not but in that the strength that you have, I hope and it will definitely for me inspire a lot of people. The way that when I met you, happy and I'm working hard, and I look at this place and it's still green. It's still green.
Forever.
Since 2005, and it's still green. It's 2025. So thank you very, very much. I appreciate it a lot. Thank